Welcome to Travel Insights. This is another episode. We are powered by the leading travel and tourism daily news portal, traveldailynews.com. International edition. We are streaming live on our website, on YouTube, as well as on Facebook, LinkedIn, and Twitter. Thank you for tuning in wherever you're watching us from. I'm Chryssa Skodra, and in this interview series, I have the chance to interview influential thought leaders, professionals, academics, practitioners into the hospitality, tourism, aviation industries. And those insightful people are sharing their expertise and their knowledge with us. And today I have the great pleasure to welcome to the studio Mr. Bertrand Sava. Let me welcome him now all the way from Spain. Welcome, Bertrand.
Good morning, Chryssa. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm very good.
Thank you for joining me in today's Travel Insights podcast. You are the managing director of Bedsonline, the retail branch of Hotelbeds. Bedsonline is a leading booking agent for travel agents, and you are part of Hotelbeds group, which is global leaders in the travel tech space. And you have a very interesting background as well. You come from information technology and payments, and you are you have an engineering background. You have a quite wide experience, more than 20 years of senior leadership positions. You've been working now in Bedsonline for a year, so happy 1 year anniversary.
Thank you.
And today we have an interesting topic that we are covering with you, as you are the right person to open this up. Travel tech at the service of travel agents. We will go deeper into what Bedsonline is and what it has to offer. But first of all, I would like you to set the stage for us. So, Bedsonline, the company you are the managing director of, is a booking agent, an online platform for travel agents. You come from the travel tech world, and over the years of over the past decades, with the rise of technological advances and emerging technologies, many people, many of us have feared that the travel agent is dead, is becoming obsolete and unnecessary. I would like to start by this, because many of our listeners are professional, are travel and tourism professionals. So, how do you see the future of travel agents, and are they becoming a thing of the past?
Okay, so I can give a very short answer to that. Not at all, absolutely not. But obviously, I will let me just explain why I think it's the case. It's true that after the pandemic, the retail travel agency sector has started to recover a little bit later, but now we are really seeing very interesting growth, and I think there's a reason for that. The travel agents is quite unique. It has a very unique role into the industry because it's an advisor, and I think the travel agent has definitely moved from being just a ticket or hotel booker to being really someone providing a travel experience. It's an end-to-end service that the travel agency is giving, and that's something which is unique in the industry. So I think that move from very simple tasks that now can be done online, we know, to really advising, providing content, providing activities around the travel, providing really the full experience is something.
And more personalized also.
Exactly. That's really something that we are. I mean, in this industry and in other industry, we are talking about disruption.
Mhm.
That that what I'm describing is really that what makes the difference, and that makes that the travel agency will not be disrupted. And
Mhm.
again, as I said, we really see very interesting growth. So that's, I would say, it's a proof point, right?
Mm-hmm. So you spoke about disruption. So with every disruption, and these are very fancy words. Everybody's talking about disruption and transformation. Um, and with every disruption in any industry, there's always opportunities and there's always challenges. So before we go down to what travel tech has to offer at the service of travel agents, what are the challenges that agents or travel agencies are facing at the moment in this environment, and how are you addressing those challenges? What are you offering to them in order to help their work? So
Yeah,
tell us a little bit
I
about the
can tell you what
challenges first in this environment.
absolutely. So I can tell you what we are offering, right? I think we are offering the consultancy of our experts. So we are in this journey, right? To be to let's say for the travel agents to offer travel experience, we want to be the partner of choice, right? So we want to be the one providing the product they need, the service they need, and we want to make their life as easy as possible. So the way we do that, I would say, I would mention there's two main axes, I would say. One is the data. We are managing a lot of data. And the second is our technology, right? So
Mm-hmm.
both together, we use them in order to offer the best product, the best service. And let me give you examples. So I would start with our self set. So what we call a self set is basically it's a tool that the travel agent can use in order to manage the booking they have already done with us, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the reason we have done that is because we can manage a lot in parallel. So I mean, basically all our travel agents working with us can do the modification, what they need to do on the bookings they've done, and it enables us to free time for our customer service to really focus on those cases that can't be, let's say, managed online this way, and where really we need to put more attention, right? So it's, I would say, it's in the benefit of the industry. It's a benefit of all our clients. It's in the benefit at the end of the end traveler, the person which is traveling that may have an issue somewhere, and we need to be there to help them in that case. Then we have developed a chatbot.
Mm-hmm.
So this is in the case that the travel agents need assistance, wants to understand how to connect with the hotel, how to have a confirmation of a booking from the hotel. So we provide, let's say, this advice through a chatbot. And now we are moving the chatbot actually to the next level, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
We call this new tool the virtual assistant. So it's the same concept, but it's also powered by artificial intelligence. So it means that at the same time, our assistant is learning from the conversations and experiences with the past, let's say, cases, and therefore the tools, I mean, that's the concept of the artificial intelligence, right? So the tool is learning and improving day by day. So we launched this in the US first, and we will quickly, because we are very satisfied by the results, we will quickly roll this out across globally across Bedsonline,
Mm-hmm.
and this is 24/7, right? So it's getting closer and closer to a real conversation, and I think it's a good example of what we are doing. It's a good example of customer centricity. It's a good example of how we are trying to empower our technology. Um, then I would mention, I saw you just pass
Yes.
before the video, the compass. I
Mm-hmm.
would mention the compass. So what's the
Here is what
compass?
passed from the screens earlier.
Yeah,
Here
that's
we
okay.
can
What
see
is the
again.
compass? So basically, as I said, we are managing a lot of data. So to give you an idea, we are receiving 4 billions of searches a day. And
Mm-hmm.
then those searches may end up into a booking and then into an arrival, and we are managing those data. we have the expertise and we have the technology to give access to all this data to our clients, to the travel agents working with us. So our technology is cloud-based. Uh, the access of this to this information is real time. I
Mm-hmm.
can tell you, you mentioned I joined the industry and I joined Hotelbeds and Bedsonline 1 year ago. I
Mm-hmm.
was amazed by the amount of information and the speed of access to this information internally. And what we have done is to give access to this externally to our clients. So basically, if you access to our to our web page, you have access to the Compass Pro as a client, and then you can quickly understand what are the destination you are performing. Those destinations maybe you can do better. You can benchmark yourself with the industry, and therefore you can set up your own strategy and your own action plan.
Bertrand, let's take you spoke about the customer centricity and the benefits. And so I hear that the challenges for travel agents perhaps is handling the vast amount of data, and you're helping them make sense out of it all. Would that be
Absolutely.
fair to say?
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
from the
Yes,
cost
please. Sorry.
so now let's for someone who's not familiar with beds online and they would like to know, maybe they're a small travel agency or a travel agent, and they would like to get help and make sense of all the data and help their customers as well have meaningful experiences and so on. So, could you walk us through your customer journey? How do travel agencies join Bets Online? Is it free? Are there specific requirements? Um, what's next? What are
Okay.
the steps?
So so it's very easy. Uh, First off, they can contact us, or because they have heard about us, or because, for instance, they are listening to this interview, or because they find us online, or in some cases we are also conducting some new client acquisition. We are doing that digitally. We are contacting them via mails. Um, then obviously, if they're interested, we obviously we conduct a very quick, I would say, know your customer. So I mean, we just want to make sure that they are the right client for us in the sense that they are a retail travel agency, because that's what all we are about. And then basically they are done. We will send them an access to our web as a client with
Hmm.
their username, their password, and then they
Here
are
we can
done.
see perhaps a
Exactly.
screenshot.
So that's where they will land. They
Hmm.
will enter, and then they have access to our product. They have access to also our ancillaries. That's something I will comment later on. So I mean, we are offering transfer, we are offering activities, and they have access to the Compass Pro, what I was mentioning before. There, basically, and as you said rightly, Chryssa, I mean, there's a lot of data, right? So what we are
Mm.
doing, we are not, let's say, giving just access to the data. We are making the data simple, right? We
Hmm.
are making the data simple to understand, simple to analyze, and then let's say to be quicker to move, to an action plan, right? They can really. We are also giving some advice, right? Saying this, it seems like you should look at this destination, you should look in this destination to that particular hotel, because we see that, let's say, we are making upside in terms of booking on those hotels, and they can really quickly get access to that.
Hmm.
So that's the way you're becoming our customer. And going back to your point about fee, there's no subscription fee. So it's free to access for when you start working with us.
Hmm. You mentioned the compass. We've seen a screenshot of the actual product, how it looks like. I've read on your website about the Bets Online account manager. Is this it, or what is the Bets Online account manager that helps create a business strategy? What kind of personalized business insights are being provided? Can you elaborate a little bit on the account manager?
So the account manager obviously is key, right? He's the face. that is the person that is really meeting and working hand to hand with the travel agent. So I would say he is a passionate travel expert first. Um, he is a consultant for the travel agent. He's managing data, so he's good at managing data. This is something very important in Bedsonline, as I think you have understood from what I was describing before. And therefore, he's working hand to hand with the travel agent based on the data to see what is the best strategy for the travel agents, for the travel agency. We are absolutely focusing on B2B. We are a B2B player. So that means that our only interest is the success of the travel agents. If they are successful, we are successful.
Hmm. And how does it work in practice for the travel agents, for your clients? How those business strategies are being created, and what kind of data is being analyzed and offered to the clients?
So as I mentioned before, right? So basically, we are providing them a way to benchmark themselves with the industry,
Hmm.
to see maybe if there is any particular corridor that they are not that much offering to their clients, if there is any particular destination which is booming, where actually, let's say the margins are very healthy, and we see that
To
really
find
people
their
are.
own niche or their own market.
Exactly. They can really look at where people are traveling more, people are spending more nights, and where people are also looking at more activities around traveling. And that's the kind let's say that's what our account manager is doing together with them, right? They can do it on their own if they use our Compass Pro, but obviously we are here and in hands with them to do it and to develop this together with them.
Hmm. So technology and also human insights, making sense of uh,
Absolutely.
the data and turning it into valuable information and decision making. Great. I congratulate you for your 1 year anniversary at Beds Online
Thank
as
you
the
again.
managing director. So you joined last year, past the March 2022. What have been your top priorities that you've been working on? Why were you hired for this job, and what has been the top priorities that you had your focus on and your team's focus on for this 1 year, and what you have achieved so far?
Okay, so I think first the first point is why I've been hired. I don't know if I can answer to that question, but I think we wanted, as Hotelbeds, as a group, we wanted to put more and more focus on retail, right? So that's the reason I'm here. What I have done, starting with, well, the first thing I would say is to learn about the industry, right? It's not the first time I change industry, and I know how crucial it is to understand the business you're working in, right? So I would say my first efforts was on beating the learning curve, right, and trying to be up to speed as soon as possible. So obviously, you're trying to use also the fact that you're new, come with fresh eyes, new eyes, to come with new ideas, of course, but still you need to understand deeply the industry you're joining, right?
Hmm.
And then the second, or in parallel, obviously, I've been meeting the team. We have more than 200 people across the globe, frontline, only working on retail. And obviously, I try to meet as many of them as possible. And actually, coming back to the learning, they have been my best teachers, right? So actually, I need to say thank you for that. Um, and also I need to say that I have discovered very passionate people about the industry, and that's something that I just love. I mean, it's very refreshing, and I can tell you that I was really clear that I make the right choice very,
Hmm.
very early when I joined.
Hmm.
And then obviously I can't forget about the customers, right? So I met more than 100 customers during this year, and across the globe. And that has been very interesting. It's obviously very interesting always to hear firsthand from the customer what they think about the industry, what they think, what are their challenges, what do they like from us, right? And I discovered that they like our product, they like our web. It works, right? It's easy to use. They think we are competitive. They like the service, and obviously I can't forget they like our people, because as you said, it's empowered by the technology,
Mm.
based on data, but at the end, you still have the human touch,
Human touch, yeah.
and which is very important. And again, I think that's something I'm very proud of. So
Mm.
that was the feedback we have received, and then obviously let's say once we understood clearly what we were, let's say, appreciate for now, we start thinking about what this value proposition should look like in the future.
Mm-hmm.
And what I can tell you is that clearly, I would say that the two main axes on this is based on more and more customer centricity.
Mm-hmm.
That's obviously that's key for us. It's in the center of everything we do, and more innovation. Another thing I
Mm-hmm.
discovered from this industry, and you were saying, yeah, that if there is any parallelism I can do from the world I'm coming before, it's that this is a very technology-driven business,
Mm-hmm.
and therefore it was clear to me that us as a travel tech leader, we need to be innovating more and more.
Mm.
We mentioned before some of the tools we have developed. I can mention another one, which is a star brochure, which is a definitive marketing tool for travel agents. Basically, we are giving access to all our content, picture, multimedia,
Mm.
everything. They can build their own brochure tailored for
Yes.
one client, just to convince them that this is a good destination. It's
Mm.
quite exciting, and needless to say, it's digital, so it's sustainable. So which is something that I'd like to mention.
Yeah, and more information, go to, for everybody listening out there, www.bedsonline.com, and go under the resources. They're very interesting resources. You spoke about customer centricity, and we spoke about the human interactions and the importance of them. And it's exactly spot on that you cannot have customer centricity if you're not human centric. So the technology has to enable the humans addressing the customer centricity. So you touched upon innovation. I would like to dig a little bit deeper and ask you, because you're in the travel tech business, data is at the core of your business. So what are the biggest travel tech trends at the moment that you have your eyes on, and how they influence your strategic business decisions, and where do you see Beds Online touching upon those trends or riding upon certain trends for the coming years, for the direction where you see the company going in the near future?
So the first thing is, again, we have access to a lot of data. So we are analyzing all those data to see what the trends are, and we are trying to predict as much as we can the future, right? Which is not always easy.
What are your
Um,
predictions from what you analyze and see? Where do you see the biggest trends lying in
okay, so
what is
first I
your
would say,
personal insights? Let's listen
so
to this video in a few years and see how close the prediction has been.
yeah, we'll see. No, I would say, first, again, as I said, we see a strong recovery of the retail sector. We are seeing amazing growth. We have seen in the last 12 weeks something like in room nights 72% of increase versus last year, and it's above actually 2019 level. So that's, I would say, point number one. We keep seeing strong ADR, so that's something that everybody's commenting since after the pandemic. It's still the case. I think it's also fueled by the inflation, obviously, but still it's healthy for the industry. Then what we start to see new is in retail we see longer lead time than before, so lead time, which I think it's very good because I think it shows that customers and travelers are confident about the future. So that's really great. And then we start to see more long haul than right after the pandemic. So long haul is starting to kick off. We also see that Asia Pacific as a region is coming back again, and that's very very good. In terms of trends, in terms of travel tech, what I would mention is frictionless. Why? Because I think, and actually, I think this is a goal for the entire industry. I mean, I'm quite sure you're going to agree with me that as travelers, and we all are travelers,
Mhm.
sometimes we suffer friction. So it could be delayed, could be overbooking, could be no show. I mean, many things can happen when you're traveling. Uh, and normally it's actually have impact on the rest of your journey, right? So I think that as an industry, we need to provide, uh, let's say, a smoother, frictionless
A
experience.
seamless experience.
Exactly. And that needs to be powered by technology, right? Because we need to be able, if something is happening, because things are happening sometimes, if something is happening, we need to be able to, let's say, reconnect the dots, reorganize, reassemble the entire journey in order to make it, let's say, less stressful for the travelers. Again, we are B2B, but when we are thinking business, we are thinking about the end
The end
traveler
customer.
because
Oh,
he's the
yeah.
one, right? And
Hmm.
that's the one we need to make sure that he's satisfied. So again, frictionless, I think is very important. So
Hmm.
end to end, one-stop shop, and as Beds Online, that's where we want to be. We want to be the provider uh, beyond or let's say behind, sorry, the travel agents that provide as much of those solutions and series, transfer, and obviously connected solutions, right?
Hmm. Great. Bertrand, thank you so much for taking the time to talk to me. We barely scratched the surface on today's topic, travel tech at the service of travel agents. I think you provided a lot of insights, and of course, people can reach out to you or go
Absolutely.
to check bedsonline.com for more information if this conversation sparked their interest and they like to hear more or see a demo or book some time with your people. Is there something on top of your mind that you would like absolutely to close this interview, today's episode with, that you absolutely like to share with our viewers?
Well, I would like people listening to this that I mean, if you're a travel agency, we want to be your partner of choice. I think that we understand the challenge of the travel agency. We see a, a very bright future for the travel agency, and we want to be the partner. We want to provide solution and service that make your life easy. We want to be providing solutions that provide, I mean, enables you to give end-to-end solution to a client to make sure that they have the right travel experience, because that's what you are good at. And that's why, as we mentioned, there is a very, very nice future in this sector.
Great. Thank you so much, Bertrand. Thank you for joining me here at Travel Insights today.
Thank you, Chryssa. It was a very nice way to start the day with.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Same here. Greetings from Finland. Let's talk more outside of the studio. I'd love to also get to know more about all the innovations and all the great work you do there at Beds Online. So thank you, Bertrand. Bye from Finland at the moment.
Thank you. Hasta luego.
Bye. Ciao. So this was Travel Insights. I'm Chryssa Skodra, and every week, every Wednesday at 11 o'clock Finnish Greek time, EET, I have a chance to broadcast live and multi-stream to all our platform at traveldailynews.com, all our social media, YouTube as well, LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, to all of you out there, the professionals in the tourism and travel industries, hospitality, as well as aviation. And I bring to you unique people with unique insights to share to you their expertise. If you have any interesting topic, any interesting company innovation you'd like me to be informed about, I'd love to hear from you. So send me an email here at press@traveldailynews.com. So let's talk more. I would like to thank everybody for tuning in and listening. I'll see you next Wednesday. Bye.